Tropicana Field has been home sweet home for the Rays recently, with Tampa Bay winning 11 straight games in the friendly confines. And tonight, it will be a tough task as the AL Central leading Cleveland Indians arrive with Cy Young Award candidate Corey Kluber taking the hill. Tonight at Tropicana Field, the Rays continue this 9-game homestand after sweeping Baltimore. They will have their work cut out for them tonight as they face Corey Kluber in Game 1 of this 3-game series against the Cleveland Indians. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. September has been more of what the Rays started in August. They have begun the month of September winning 7 of the first 8 games, and Tropicana Field is indeed home sweet home with 11 consecutive victories here on their home turf.
And the way that you do that, Dwayne, all 3 facets of the game have to be clicking on all cylinders, and that's exactly what's happened here with this Rays ball club. You can look pitching, defense, hit, all of it. Look at the pitching first and foremost. How about this? They have held the opposition to a 2.27 earned run average. I don't care if you're the starter, opener, bulk guy, setup guy, closer. The defense on top of it has been very good, showing their athleticism. And then offensively, how about this? A team average of 332, 408 on base percentage, and they have outscored their opponents 76-26. This team has been on fire, like I said, in every facet of the game. It will be a challenge here tonight, though, because Corey Kluber, the one guy that's been able to shut this offense down over the last few weeks, you can see his last 2 starts, one of those involving the Rays. He's 2-0, and in 13 2/3 innings, he's given up just 1 earned run on 4 hits to go along with 18 strikeouts. Fastball, cutter, curveball, sprinkling the changeup to left-handed hitters. That is his formula for success. We'll see if the Rays can get him tonight.
Well, after looking at all those numbers at home for the Rays, I don't know how they could get much better. And speaking of great numbers, Tommy Pham, who will be in the number 2 spot in the Rays lineup, has a streak all of his own. Rich Hollenberg will have more on that in just a moment.
And the Indians, game one of this 3-game series. Back inside Tropicana Field, Pham coming over at the trade deadline in a trade with the St. Louis Cardinals. Maybe a little bit of a surprise to most people from the outside looking in, but surprise, this has paid off big time for the Rays in the 2018 season. Our Toyota inside look, the team is 16-4 in games he's played since that trade, and Tommy now owns the major's longest active hit streak at 13 games, and oh, by the way, he's hitting 400 in that baker's dozen of games. His coaches explain why.
It has been impressive, and he hits the ball as hard as anybody that I've seen here in a while. And you know, the line drives, even his outs the other day, he smoked the ball to first base. You know, he hits the ball to all fields. The triple that he got to right the other day, he's hit a triple to left field gap. So we were excited when we got him. I think I'm that much more excited now that we have him and we've got to see him play for a month.
He swings at strikes. He takes a lot of pride in swinging at strikes, taking the balls. He has patient at-bats. Like you said, now with Duffy doing the same thing, Malik's doing early, it's just kind of spreading out through the lineup. Lau settling in, so we have a lot more length in the lineup than we did earlier in the year, and guys are feeding off each other.
Tommy Pham will be batting second tonight, facing a Cy Young favorite in Corey Kluber and the Indians. 3.5 minutes to go till first pitch. Game one of this 3-game set. Rays and the Tribe, Dwayne and BA with the call. Coming up next on Fox Sports Sun.
Rays spent the middle of their last road trip in Cleveland. It's reversed now. They're playing host to the Indians in the middle of the Rays homestand here, and they will send Diego Castillo to the mound against the Cleveland Ball Club. Cleveland in first place in the American League Central Division. Take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Francisco Lindor is going to lead it off. He'll be followed by Michael Brantley and then Jose Ramirez. Edwin Encarnacion is the DH. Yonder Alonso at first. Melky Cabrera in right field hitting sixth in front of Jason Kipnis, John Gomez, and Greg Allen.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays going to be right-hander Diego Castillo, getting his 6th open of the season. 276 opponents average. We're 7 1/3 innings. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Doing a better job of keeping that high octane fastball in the zone.
And the first pitch is 100 miles an hour and low.
And we've talked about this. Yeah, and you know, over the last couple of weeks, few weeks maybe, Castillo's velocity, always been elite, has started to ramp up just a little bit.
1-0 and a high fly ball toward right center. Alex Smith is out there at center tonight, and he makes the catch for the out.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of that Rays defense and see how it's going to line up tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we've got Tommy Pham, Alex Smith, and Jake Bowers. Across the infield, third to first, Joey Wendell, Willie Adames, Brandon Lau, and C.J. Cron with Nick Schufo behind the plate.
So 1 out into this opening role for Castillo. Now he faces Michael Brantley. Brantley hitting .306 for the year and having a strong start here in September, hitting .360 for the month. The pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's the one thing about this series that's going to be fun is you've got some lineups that have some length to them. Some really good hitters sprinkled throughout. Both of them right in the top 3 or 4 in the American League in just about every category offensively.
2-0.
Maybe not home runs for the Rays, but everything else.
Well, there's Terry Francona, the skipper of this Cleveland ball club, in his 6th year already. And again in first place in the Central Division. Two and one now. Kevin Cash has the Rays 14 games over 500, 78-64. Doing a little positioning there of Willie Adames and moving him to the first base side of second now with Brantley at the plate. Good pitch down around his feet. 3-1. On deck is Jose Ramirez. Castillo walks Brantley. Cleveland with a base runner, 1 out into the contest.
That's been the one aspect of Castillo's game. That's just his 2nd walk since the middle of August, and that goes back over his last 8-9 appearances. You figure with his stuff and the way that he can overpower hitters, it's tough to put an inning together against him. And the way that you do that a lot of times is with some help, and a walk certainly is that.
Well, here's Jose Ramirez, their third baseman. And that's a strike. Ramirez third in the league with 37 home runs, 97 runs batted in, tied for third in that department. Into the dirt, and the runner's going to try to advance. Throw down is not going to be in time. Schufo on the recovery of that wild pitch. Actually had an outside shot, but Brantley moves up.
Yeah, and you know what? It was the jump by Brantley. It was a very good read. You recognize the ball in the dirt. Now watch him, secondary league, ball in the dirt, and he is off. And Schufo showing some quick hops back there to get to that baseball, but Brantley able to get in.
Early a man in scoring position for Cleveland. And another pitch at the bottom of the zone, this one at 99.
I'll tell you what a bonus for the pitchers tonight if that is going to be consistently called.
And a pitch down. 2-2 for Ramirez. It's been a dry spell recently. Hitting under 200 for September. And if you back that up into the end of August, he's gone 13 games hitting 180. and seeing a lot more breaking stuff. Ground ball. This one right to Adames. Positioned up the middle. Over to third goes Brantley. Ramirez is out 6-3.
And I guess that 89 would qualify as breaking stuff. That's Castillo's slider.
That's it.
You got to, you keep coming after these guys a certain way, and obviously his numbers have been huge and they've been growing for the last few seasons. So you just keep trying to find the weak spot. When you get a switch hitter like that, maybe a little bit more of a wrinkle, and now it's up to Ramirez to make the adjustment.
Now Edwin Encarnacion stepping in here, and that one just a little bit low. Lindo went out to center. Brantley walked. Was wild pitch to second. Moved over to third on the ground ball by Ramirez. This pitch popped up foul. Will carry out a play. Encarnacion has driven in 94 runs. So that's quite a 3-4 punch there. Ramirez with 97. Followed by Encarnacion in the cleanup spot with 94 runs batted in. Into the dirt, and a nice stop there by Schufo, the rookie catcher.
That's how you can chip in. That saves a run right there. That play by Schufo. This ball really well out of the strike zone, front of the plate.
You know, that goes back to when he was drafted, and Paul Hoover, who spent parts of a couple years with the Devil Rays here back in the early 2000s, now an instructor. Fouled out of play, 2-2. And when the Rays drafted Schufo and he showed up for pro ball, he ran right into Paul Hoover, who made sure he could do what he just did on that pitch in the dirt.
Well, you never know when paths cross, and if you're going to be receptive to the teaching, to everything else, and all these years later it pays off.
Ground ball, and it's going to go through past the diving Wendell into left. And Brantley scores. Cleveland breaking out in front as Encarnacion picks up his 95th run batted in.
Well, he was able to squeeze it through the left side, and that's all about the ball off the bat. Encarnacion hit that breaking ball extremely hard. Thought they had him well defensed, and to get it through there, you're going to have to pop it good, and he did right by Wendell.
Run home, a man aboard, and here is the first baseman, Yonder Alonso. And he's taking the fastball a little bit low at 98. And this one biting down and out of the zone. 2-0. Fouls that one back. Cleveland, excuse me, coming off dividing a 4-game set in Toronto, right down the middle, 2-2, dropping the series finale 6-2. A little popper into shallow center. Adames angles out from short to grab it, making the catch, and that retires the side. The run scores, a man left, bottom of the first coming. Malik Smith will lead it off. Starting lineup for the Rays presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Here's Malik Smith, the top of the order. Then Tommy Pham with that 13-game hitting streak, followed by G-Man Choi. C.J. Crone will at cleanup. Joey Wendell, Willie Adames, and Brendan Lau following with the number 8 hitter, Jake Bowers. Nick Schufo, beg your pardon, is behind the plate and hitting ninth.
Well, and Corey Kluber takes them out tonight for the Cleveland Indians, and a scouting report on him. Tame the Rays. Oh, that's the question on anybody's mind. This Rays offense in his last 19 games hitting .303, third in slugging percentage, third in runs scored. But boy, he is a winner. And since 2016, he has more wins than anybody else in Major League Baseball with 54.
And he throws a lot of strikes, as he just did right there to Malik Smith. He doesn't walk anybody.
No. Lowest walk rate in Major League Baseball for those who qualify.
It's quickly 0-2.
And that's why you expect that. You know, this is a guy that averages about 14.5 pitches per. So he is in the zone, and he wants to put hitters away quickly. Expect the Rays to be extremely aggressive.
Close right there, but a little bit wide. But on the appeal, they say that Malik's went around. And 3 pitches and a strikeout to begin the Rays' first inning.
Backdoor cutter, does he?
Boy, that was pretty close there.
Yeah. They're close on both. You know, right there on that swing, and pretty close to being a called strike.
Tommy Pham. And he takes the pitch for a strike on the outside part of the plate. One and one.
I'd say that previous fastball, first pitch of this AB, if that's going to be a called strike all night for Corey Kluber, I don't know how much of a chance you're going to have. You think about that curveball of his off of that pitch, the cutter too. That ball was a good few inches off the plate.
And now cut and miss at that breaking ball.
Well, and that's what's going to happen. If all of a sudden that fastball out there's a strike, he's going to play that breaking ball off of it all night long and keep these guys guessing, and they're going to have a hard time reaching it.
2-2. There's a liner into right, and Melky Cabrera is there to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Now let's take a look at the Cleveland Indian defense, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we are going to have Michael Brantley, Greg Allen, and Melky Cabrera. Across that infield third to first, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, Jason Kipnis, and Yonder Alonso. Yan Gomes behind the plate.
And at the plate for the Rays is G-Man Choi. 286 in a Rays uniform. And the pitch is a strike. He started the month of September where he left off in August. 7 games, he's hitting .364 for the month. 0-2, boy, I'll tell you, Kluber's tough right from the get-go.
You know, you get ahead with the breaking ball, then you cut it in, and then this is where he likes to play that two-seamer. We've seen him do that. Started at the left-handed hitter's front hip and tried to bring it back to the inside corner.
And a cut and a miss. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, a 1-2-3 frame to the second. 1-0 Cleveland. Fox Sports Sun brought to you by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Simply Healthcare. Live the Simply life. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Melky Cabrera goes after the first pitch, skies it toward left center, and over to run it down is Malik Smith. One pitch, one out. We'll get Jason Kipnis to the plate. Kipnis hitting .229, 15 home runs, and he's gotten hot the last two and a half weeks. It's going to be interesting when Josh Donaldson returns to that lineup, which is imminent.
Yep. Well, I think the formula is pretty simple for the Cleveland Indians. If Donaldson goes to third, Jose Ramirez probably is going to go to second, has to go to second. You can't DH him because that's Edwin Encarnacion. So you're going to play Ramirez at second. He needs to be in the lineup. And then that's going to force Kipnis back out to the outfield where he hasn't had a lot of playing time, you know, in his big league career. Played in college.
Yeah, so they figure good chance he'll be out there in center.
Yep. That's a pretty tall ask, too. You know.
2-1.
And like I said, he's had some experience out there before, but that is a tough ask. Here's Josh Donaldson getting ready for his Tuesday debut. We are anticipating.
Cut and a miss on that one. Well, it will be interesting from a coverage point of view in the outfield for Cleveland.
Yes. Yes.
Allen is out there. He has some speed. He can cover some ground. But Brantley's not going to cover a ton of ground. And neither will Cabrera and Wright now. And if you put Kipnis out there, it'll be interesting to see. Cut and a miss. Kipnis out on strikes.
I'll tell you what, positioning is going to be everything. They're going to have their little cheat sheets, and they're going to have them in the right spots. And even that may not be enough because it's not an outfielder that is full of burners by any stretch.
Yep. 2 up, 2 down. Here's the catcher, Yan Gomes. Starts the night at .258, double figures with 13 home runs. And it's foul, out of play. Two strikes now. Out of play up the right side. Cleveland scored a run in the first. The walk, the one-out walk to Brantley set that up. He eventually scored on the Encarnacion base hit. And that's a foul ball and a broken bat. And Gomes, 4 pitches into his at bat, will get a new one. And while Castillo tries to get the third out here in the second inning, the Rays lefty Jalen Beeks is up in the bullpen down the right side, ready when needed.
Oh, he will come in. There are 4 hitters in this lineup for the Indians that are switch hitters, so he'll be flipping those guys around.
It's popped up, foul ball out of play.
Don't you think that as the opener continues to catch on, and you have a feeling that at least for the next few seasons, it's going to become a part of not just the Rays pitching plans, but different teams around the league, that all of a sudden a premium on switch hitters comes into play?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you love the fact you can run out 4 switch hitters. That's fine, because when they bring in their lefty, they'll just switch over and hit righty.
Into right field. Bowers will go back to the track. He's got it. A couple of steps in front of the wall. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Cleveland.
Second with the Tribe leading 1-0 at Tropicana Field. Boys, I submit to you that the Cy Young Award in the American League will be decided in this series. Why do I say that? A, of course, Corey Kluber is going tonight, but he has been not Klubot, he's been human on the road. 8-4 with a 3.67 on Wednesday in the getaway game of this series. Blake Snell goes for the Rays. He's been the best pitcher in all of baseball on his home mound. 9-1 with a 1-2-3 at Tropicana Field. So if the Rays bats can do their job and pick up their guy number 4, who knows, Blake Snell might jump over Corey Kluber for the lead in the Cy Young race.
Well, it'd be great to see the Rays lineup do something that not many lineups do, and then score a bunch of runs against Kluber tonight. Because if you look at the numbers, you know, Rich has a point right there. Boy, more and more, you can make a strong case for Blake Snell, certainly if he continues to pitch the way he has. He just, on some of the key categories you look at, earned run average, you know, wins, he's certainly competitive, tied with Kluber there with 18 wins. And when you look at his ERA, the only one better is Sale, but then you look at the quality of work there, and Sale's been on the DL.
Yep. Let's put this out there. This will be interesting, I think. You know, Kluber and Blake Snell, we assume they both finished strong, and Kluber's ERA is, you know, 2.5 plus, and Snell's is around 2. Let's say that ends up that way. But let's say that Kluber has 40 some odd more innings than Blake. How much does that volume play into the decision?
Ooh, there's a strike called on the outside corner. Well, the volume will play into that decision.
Yep.
And the other thing, it gives people who want to vote that way cover.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
And that's just a political fact.
And you would, the case that you would make would be this. Well, the Corey Kluber averages 6 2/3 innings a start. Well, 40 odd innings, that's 5 or 6 more starts of these numbers than what, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a fascinating vote, but there's no question that Blake has put himself right in front and center you know, and having a chance to be that guy. He could be a guy with a sub-2. Not going to be easy to do. I mean, once you get down that low with all those innings, that's tough to do. But I mean, right now at 206, 18 wins, could get to 20 plus.
There's a base hit off the bat of Wendell. Going to go all the way back to the wall. Wendell's digging for 2. He'll make the turn. Head for 3. He is going to make it a triple for Wendell. Boy, hit it in the right spot. Great break out of the batter's box. Great turn all the way around to third.
And Dwayne, that's where that hustle out of the box, you needed the changeup here. You needed Wendell to get to third. You know, if they were able to hold him to a double, Kluber can pitch around that here with 1 out. But now you get that runner to third with less than 2, and you give yourself a prime opportunity to tie this game up. And there is Joey Wendell right there, coming out hot. The play's happening out in front of him, and he's going to get there.
When you have pitchers like Kluber out there you're trying to beat, the game very well could come down to those 3 or 4 or 5 steps right out of the box, because the Rays have a scoring opportunity here, and you don't figure to have many. So here's Willie Adames fouling a pitch right back, strike 1.
But he ends up out at second base. He gets Willie Adames to ground out and move him up to third, and then the next guy pops out. I mean, a lot of ways that Kluber can try and pitch his way out of this inning, and they become a whole lot tougher here with Wendell at third now and just 1 out. Infield is not all the way in, but they're about halfway.
And that's wide, taken by Adames. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kluber absolutely pitching for the strikeout here. Willie Adames, a young hitter. Important for him to stay disciplined, stay in the strike zone with your swings.
High foul up the right side. That's going to carry out a play.
Well, now you've got the 2 strikes, and this is where that discipline is going to be tested, because Kluber's going to work the fringes and off. Can you avoid going after it?
Adames down in the count. And he takes it 2-2.
It's a good take. Good start.
A little tapper, third base side foul. The count will hold at 2-2. Just a little bit of that one.
Trying that backdoor sinker. You know, a pitch that comes out of the hand that a hitter goes, well, that's off the plate away, and they give up on it. And you try to get that sinking action back to the outside corner. Able to spoil it.
Adames has had a good August, a good start to September. Big spot here early in the second inning against Corey Kluber. One way or another, this is a great learning experience for a young hitter to face a guy this tough, knowing that you might only get 1 or 2 runs, if that, off him. And here's an opportunity to get the first one. And now the count is full. From 1-2, it's gone to 3-2. Brandon Lau on deck. Ground ball through the middle. Base hit to center. Wendell scores. Nice job by Adames to tie this game. The hustle of Wendell on the triple, and a big base hit to center by Adames to get him home.
I think it's a comfort level thing, Dwayne, with Corey Kluber. You know, he doesn't pitch into righties a lot. He tried to do it here. Look at that. He yanks that pitch meant to be in all the way to the outside corner. That makes it too easy for Adames, and he obliges by popping that ball through the middle and tying this game.
Man on with 1 out, 1 in.
And you get this offense engaged early. You know, they've already put a dent in Corey Kluber, and that's a big deal scoring off him early in the game.
Strike one to Lau. You know, the Rays offense has been nothing short of magnificent here in recent days. And that 7-1 September record, they're averaging over 7 runs a game. Pitch away, 1-1. And you go back 17 games. And look at this, averaging 6.4 runs a game and hitting .314. I mean, home runs, on base, slugging, the whole 9 yards.
That tells you that there are a lot of different hitters in the lineup that are contributing.
Now snap throw to first. Strike to Lau. He's now at 1 and 2, and Adames back in safely at first on Gomes' peg down there.
He's got the added bonus of having a screen there, trying to flip behind him and get a quick out there on Adames. But we were talking about those numbers and telling you why those numbers tell you that there are a number of guys in the lineup that are swinging the bat well, because 2 or 3 guys can't carry an offense with numbers like that.
Yep.
You have got to have contributors up and down.
Takes it inside 2 and 2, and this lineup has done that. Well, tonight, Kiermaier is ill. He's out of the lineup. Duffy, a little back issue. He's out of the lineup. And we've seen that through this stretch. A couple of guys couldn't play. A couple more guys come in, do the job. So whatever the makeup of the lineup has been, overall, it has been successful. And that will be strike 3 near the bottom of the zone. Lau caught looking.
Now Kluber has weapons, and this is that curveball. He's going to start it off the plate away and just keep it down, break it to middle. He's got a number of different ways to get hitters to give up on pitches. That's just another example.
Well, there's Jake Bauers. Rays have tied the game in the 2nd inning. And a breaking ball to start Bauers. He takes for strike 1. And sometimes that'll look like a slider, but Kluber pretty vehement that it's a curveball.
We're going to go with what the Klubot says. But you're right. It has all the earmarks.
And he picks up a strike there. Bauers quickly down, 0-2. This one bites down and in, just out of the zone. Those are tough to lay off of. You saw Kluber get ahead of Lau on a couple swing and misses on that pitch. And now up here against Jake Bauers. Adames back in. That's the other thing. You don't do a lot of running against Kluber either.
For a right-hander, the numbers are really crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the numbers of a left-hander with a great pickoff move.
1 steal, 8 attempts.
I mean, that's, I think that's a typo.
And he started to go check there. So it's now 2 and 2.
Now let's take a look.
Well, that was about the same area Malik Smith found himself in.
That was further than Malik Smith's swing.
That's a flip of the coin.
That's how my days have felt lately.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Ground ball foul just outside of first.
I call, what do you call? I call tails every time.
Really?
Tails never fails. That's what I live by.
Really, that's it?
Yeah, I learned that from Randy Moss, by the way.
Did you?
Yep. I heard that in it was,
Well,
I don't know if it was.
Everybody's got to have something to live by.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he dropped it. I'm like, that. I like that. Tails never fails.
Two. And now it's a full count. Over a couple strikeouts in the first inning, a 1-2-3 inning. A couple strikeouts here in the second around a triple and a base hit. Now with a man on, 2 gone, 3-2 to Jake Bauers. And a high shot deep into right center field. That baby is gone. Home run for Jake Bauers on a 3-2 pitch. Bauers' 10th home run of the year, and the Rays lead 3-0. Jake Bauers has to feel great about that. And boy, you have to feel great for him. It's been a difficult stretch. That was a disciplined at bat against a Cy Young Award contender. And he hits a 3-2 pitch out.
Well, he tried to get him with the same breaking ball that he got Brandon Lau with. Kind of started away, and that thing, all it did was spin and stay out over. And you're right, you work a long at bat and you finally get that one mistake, and you got to make it count.
Shufo pops it up, foul, out of play.
I'll tell you, it is really remarkable to see how this offense has grown and the quality of at bat up and down 1 through 9.
Yep. They are all quality at bats. Nobody on this team gives away an at bat. I mean, it's a battle right from the time Rays hitters step in. And not just a determined battle, an intelligent battle as well.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's where it starts. It starts with having a plan. And now you got to be able to go up there and execute it.
2 balls and a strike. Well, the Rays got the run on the Adames single, scoring Wendell out the triple. Then the home run by Bauers. And the learning never ends. Now 2-2. There's one to the left side. That will fall in. Fair ball up against the sidewall. Chupo's on his way to second with the 2-base hit. Well, it's been a great start for Nick Chupo in his big league career, and a double the other way here off Kluber.
Well, that's going to bring Carl Willis out to talk to Corey Kluber. Was one pitch away from getting out of this inning, and the Rays just have not allowed it. And I'll tell you, he's made some mistakes, and they have not missed them.
Well, the Rays have hit for the cycle against Kluber here in the second inning. Single from Adames, the double right there by Chupo. Triple by Wendell, and the home run by Bauers. And the Rays, with those 4 hits, have 3 runs. And after the Cleveland confab on the mound, Mallex Smith will hit again here, up for the second time in this game. Shufo at second. ball, no strikes. So a 3-1 ball game. Cleveland scored in the first. The Rays back with 3 in the second. Two and 0. The Indians are starting to get the bullpen active here. How about that? Now ball 3 is upstairs.
Well, Corey Kluber has not been sharp here in the early going and showing no signs yet of being able to try to lock it back into place. A lot of misses out over the plate, plenty of misses well off the plate, very unlike him.
It's Tyler Olson, left-hander, up in the bullpen.
More importantly, who's standing behind Tyler Olson?
And there's ball 4. Alex Smith draws a walk. The Rays have another base runner.
Who is that, Dwayne?
Oh,
yes, that's right.
I'm telling you.
That's right.
He's our favorite guy.
Yep.
One of our all-time favorites, Scott Atchison. When he pitched, regardless of pitching for the opposition, you always loved it when he was in the game.
He came in with the job to do.
Yep.
He worked quickly. He saved us many a 4-hour game against the Red Sox by coming in and just working. Let's go. Let's get the show on the road.
Took care of business.
Yep.
There's ball 1 to Pham.
I don't know if there's any truth to the rumor that he was a manager at the Home Depot in the offseason, but he certainly could have been.
Yeah, well, he could do anything.
Yep.
Proved that playing baseball. And that pitch is inside. They're up to 48 pitches here in the game for Kluber. And the breakout, 27 strikes and 21 balls. That's not Kluber. And he misses again down. A walk to Smith on 4 pitches. He's 3-0 to Pham.
How about this? More balls than strikes in this inning. You got to credit the Rays hitters too, because they have done a great job of not following him off the plate as they see that he's struggling a little bit with command.
And he gets a strike at the bottom of the zone right there at the knees. 3-1. The high chop, shortstop. Lindor's still going to be close. Safe at first base. Boy, you could see that developing with the high chop and the ball taking its time to get out to short. Pham beats it out. So the inning will continue. The bases are loaded. A 14-game hitting streak for Pham.
You're absolutely correct about that, Dwayne. That was something you could see coming a mile away. Already when you're talking about a chopper, there's got to be a sense of urgency. And Tommy Pham was busting it out of the box, and he gets there clearly. There it is, chopper, now go.
I mean, that's great hustle by Pham. One of the things you have to like about him. G-Man Choi takes the pitch inside. There's the 14-game hitting streak for Tommy Pham. Strike, 1-1. Rays with the bases loaded. Schufo's down at third, Smith at second, Pham at first. Foul ball. Runs the count to 1-2.
How about the play by Gomez, or at least the attempt of a play?
Yeah, he's involved even when he's not involved.
How soon before he ends up in the bullpen?
There you go. Great effort. 1-2 here on Ji-Man Choi. Steps back. Choi hit a grand slam in the Baltimore series, the opening game of the homestand. There's the bases loaded, down in the count. And he's hit by that pitch. Choi goes down on the ground, but right back up. And the Rays pick up their 4th run. And that's going to be it for Kluber. So Kluber, after the 2-run homer by Bowers, gave up the double to Shufo. Walked Smith on 4 pitches. Pham got the infield hit. And now Choi hit by the pitch.
A cutter to the inner thigh. Just yanked that pitch off there. G-Man shaking it off.
Glad he can smile. 4-1. Rays lead, pitching change coming. From the Florida Lottery, a new spin on a classic. They're loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Well, the left-hander Tyler Olson enters the game. How about this? 55 pitches total for Kluber. 44 in the 2nd inning. And he leaves facing 9 men in that inning, and he leaves the bases loaded. Olson on to face C.J. Cron. Cron fouls it. Roller down the third base side. Cut to miss. Pitch moving in on him. 0-2. It's been a 4-run second. One ball, 2 strikes. Saw Olson briefly in the last game of the series in Cleveland. He was in for a 1/3 of an inning. And a swing and a miss, the breaking ball, which he really likes a lot. strikes out Crone to retire the side. But the Rays have a very productive inning. Big 2-run home run by Jake Bowers, and the Rays grab a 4-1 lead. Since the 1st of August, highlighted that 4-run second inning. And we go to the 3rd with Jalen Beeks now taking over on the mound, making his 9th appearance. First pitch is the fastball up to Allen. Allen, one of the switch hitters, 4 switch hitters in the lineup for Cleveland. Two and 0.
You know, here's the thing, too. If you look over Jalen Beeks, his last 7 outings with the Rays, his ERA is 2.40. So he has really settled in nicely. Changes speeds well, works both sides of the plate.
He picks up a strike out there this time. 2-1.
Remember, he's got that change up that's like 5, 6, 7 mile an hour difference. Will cut the ball in on righties.
And he falls behind in the count on Allen. 3-1. Sharply hit outside of third to take the count full. So 2 innings for Castillo, 1 run, 1 hit. And a leadoff walk here in the 3rd from Beeks to Allen. And that's the last thing you want to do when you grab the lead.
Yep. And no unforced errors, and that's what Jalen Beeks thinking about right now. Can't let that happen and not try to find a way to retire the hitter, maybe get a ground ball. Love that too.
Well, here is the top of the order, Francisco Lindor. Lindor opened the game with a fly ball to center field. And he takes strike 1, a fastball. Came into the game hitting .285. There's a miss down. Castillo, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, a strikeout, a walk, and a wild pitch. He made 33 pitches, 20 for strikes before giving way to Beeks, who was open the 3rd with a walk, and now he gets Lindor to chase right there. Get him out in front.
Yeah, out in front and just kind of stumbling across the plate to get to this changeup. With good depth on it, you can get Lindor that unbalanced at the plate. You've done something well. Now can you finish him off?
Up with the fastball. 2-2. Michael Brantley is on deck. Down and in. A nice stop and a block right there. We've already found out how active the young catcher can be. Shufo has done a great job in just a handful of games already.
Yeah, and think about Michael Perez.
Yep.
And him, you know, what he's been able to do behind the plate. You know, young guys, athletic, move laterally very well. They show that willingness to put their body out there and make those tough plays.
And that is strike 3 call. Got him with a fastball on the corner.
That is a big, big strikeout. Francisco Lindor does not like that at all. But Torres here in the early going has been looking for opportunities to call strikes. And he got a good one there. And Beeks laid it right on the edge.
Well, a great pitch in. There's Brantley. Brantley scored the Cleveland run in the first after working a base on balls. And there's that pitch just on the corner and just at the knees. One on with one out. And a late swing and a little base hit punch between Wendell and the bag at third. Returned to the infield by Pham. Allen goes to second. Brantley, the last second there, got that base hit just fair by the bag, between the bag and the Rays third baseman.
Well, if we go back and look at that, he was initially fooled. He was fooled by the pitch, a breaking ball that was up and in, but he kept his hands back. And so now you recognize, wait, that's a breaking ball, and that's going to end up in the zone. I'm going to fire late, and you could go the other way.
So 2 men on, and we get down into the middle of the order now with Jose Ramirez. Ramirez grounded to short his first time. Beeks misses too low. And again, stopped by the young Rays catcher. Well, you hate to give this Cleveland lineup opportunities with that leadoff walk. Now a 1-out single. And it's inside 2-0. Ramirez, his average from the left side coming in 283, from the right side 281. The chopper foul outside of third. 2 balls and a strike.
Handles the bat well from the right side, more power left-handed. More home runs, obviously more opportunities, higher slugging percentage, but still a threat either way.
And that will take the count to 2-2.
And just to think that, you know, a couple of seasons ago, if Lonnie Chisenhall gets off to a good start at third base, you know, stays healthy, Jose Ramirez, what becomes of him?
Yeah, he might not get any opportunity.
Right. You talk about taking advantage, opportunistic.
Ground ball third. Second base, low throw out there. Safe at first. Will be first and third with 2 gone. Brantley forced Wendell to Lau down there at second base. Ramirez hits into a fielder's choice.
Was not going to be enough time for the Rays to get this turn, even with the low throw. Even if that throw's on the money, you're not going to get him. You see Ramirez well past the bag.
Oh, Edwin Encarnacion, so another dangerous hitter. He drove in the run in the first to give him 95 runs batted in for the year. Cut and a miss, strike one. Encarnacion drove in 107 last year in his first year with Cleveland. And he chased that pitch. Change up, and it was moving down and away from the right-handed hitter.
There has been zero pitch recognition in regards to that changeup. You saw Lindor way out in front on it. The two swings here by Encarnacion, and that could become a big pitch in this ball game for Beeks if it hasn't already.
And a little tapper third base. That's a foul ball. Wendell went ahead and made the play, but it's called foul. And Encarnacion will return to the plate. Back to third base goes Allen.
Wendell, he is trying to close the ground and get to this ball while it's in fair territory. And right there ruled that it was outside that line.
Boy, that was very close. Very, very close there. So first and third, Ramirez first, Allen third. And back to the plate, Edwin Encarnacion. Put away. Encarnacion's career year in RBIs. Year before last, he had 127. That was his last year with Toronto.
Beeks may have just used, by the way, that fastball up to set the changeup down in a way.
Well, let's take a look. And a little tapper there on the, looked like a curveball.
Yeah. Well, either way, you're talking off speed and changing eye levels. You change up a couple of those down, actually threw 3 in a row. Then pop a fastball up, breaking ball off of that. Encarnacion extremely dangerous, and Beeks working the full arsenal to him.
And a foul ball holds the count at 1-2. Indians scored a run in the first inning, set up by a 1-out walk. Walk led off the third. They have threatened here. Now first and third, 2 outs in the third. And again the 1-2 pitch. And a foul ball, just a little piece of that one. So it remains 1-2.
That's a dangerous pitch. That's a breaking ball that's breaking right into the swing path of Encarnacion. Watch how this thing comes right out over the plate, and it's up. Boy. Maybe would have had a hard time keeping that thing fair, though.
Schufo and Beeks talk it over before Beeks makes his 8th pitch of this at bat.
And think about what Encarnacion has seen. He has seen the changeups, he's seen the fastball, a couple of breaking balls, has not seen the cutter. That's a pitch that they want to go to right here. Start to get a little bit more comfortable.
And he goes up. The fastball now 2-2. Yonder Alonso is on deck. Left-handed hitter. Two and a fly ball into center. That's going to carry out. to Malik Smith, who makes the catch. Indians lead 2. We go to the bottom of the third, 4-1.
It's 4-1. 2 of those runs of the 4 coming via the home run from Jake Bauers off Corey Kluber. And entering tonight, the Rays were second to last in the American League in home runs total. But get this, guys, their last 9, counting tonight, 13 big flies, including Bauers' 2-run blast off Kluber. Cash told me earlier, and it's due in part to the young guys, Joey Wendell being one of them, who's up at the plate right now, they're figuring it out as they're going along. And Chad Mottola, the hitting coach, told me batters 1 through 9, they're seeing more pitches. That lends them to being able to pick one out, to take one out.
Yeah, a lot of these Rays hitters up and down the lineup figuring it out to the tune of what they've done over the last 6 weeks. I mean, you look at this team just in the last 10 days, they're averaging almost 6.5 runs a game. Wendell takes it the other way, foul. It's a 1-2 count.
Now, the reason why they're seeing more pitches too is because collectively they're doing a much better job of not expanding the zone, swinging at strikes. You do that by nature and you avoid chasing. So that's exactly what they did with Corey Kluber. Did a great job of not chasing. When they saw that his command was a little off, they looked for mistakes out over the plate, and those sliders, breaking, or not sliders, the cutters and the curveballs that were just off the plate, did a great job of just letting those go and keep waiting for that one mistake. And when they got it, they made it hurt.
Now the count's going to be full. This one sweeps wide to Wendell. Yeah, the outing for Kluber, shortest outing of the year, matching his shortest outing. He pitched an inning and 2/3 against the Cardinals on June the 26th. Gave up 6 earned runs in that one. 4 tonight. Wendell is out on strikes, missing the breaking ball.
That thing looked like it was never going to get there. Tyler Olson, by virtue of his arm angle, he has got a big sweeping breaking ball that he can really slow down. Look how much ground that covers.
Well, they got the right-handed hitter Crone with a curveball to end the second, and now the left-handed hitting Wendell strikes out on a 3-2 curveball here to begin the bottom of the third. Willie Adames taking a big cut and missing. Strike 1. Adames got the big hit in the second inning after the Wendell triple. He got the base hit to score the first run in that inning. And that eventually led to the big inning against Kluber. right back through the middle.
Boy, a long at bat. We're trying to come in with the fastball. Actually, it ended up away. You want to say middle, but it ended up on the outside corner. One of the first mistakes they took advantage of. And that was another good long at bat.
Pitch away. Now 2-2. And there's ball 3. You know, with that base hit, Adames has his average up to 270. When you think about the end of July, he was under 200.
That has been a monster August and carried it right into September.
A big cut and a miss on the breaking ball, and that's clearly the go-to pitch for Olson. 3 strikeouts on the curveball. We'll celebrate the life of baseball legend Roberto Clemente Saturday when the Rays host the Oakland Athletics. The Rays will be honoring their Roberto Clemente Award nominee, and fans who bring in canned goods will benefit Feeding Tampa Bay and receive a ticket voucher for a 2019 home game. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. Brandon Lau takes a strike. Olson has faced 3 hitters and has struck out all 3 with the curveball, the strikeout pitch. Sweeps the curveball wide there. It's 1-1. Olson out of Gonzaga University, born in Spokane, Washington. He was originally in the Seattle organization. Now he's ahead of Lau, 1-2. Drops down and picks up strike 3 called on another curveball. Strikes out the side. On to the 4th. 4-1 Rays. One lead. Yonder Alonso, the left-handed hitting first baseman, leads it off. Then Melky Cabrera and Jason Kipnis. 1-0 the count. Jalen Beeks had a prolonged third inning, but turned out to be scoreless. He falls behind Alonso, missing with a fastball up. 2-0. Oliver Perez, another lefty up in the bullpen for Cleveland. Now a strike, 2-1. Foul back. 2-2. Chop to first. Over to cover is Beeks, taking the toss from Crone. And one gone in the fourth. Tonight's Geico great moment on this day, 2007, the prelude to that great team in 08. The Devil Rays win on that date for the first time in franchise history, a 1-0 win at Fenway Park. Scott Kazmir started for the Rays and outdueled Kurt Schilling in that 1-0 victory.
That's doing some good work on the road.
That 1-0 at Fenway.
Yeah.
Is great for any time you do that.
I mean, you're talking about two pitchers that have it all working on a given night.
Oh! Up and in, and Cabrera was hit by that pitch. Well, he heads to first. Cleveland with a base runner. Here it is.
Pulled a fastball. That's all he did. And that ball, look at, you can see where Shufo is set up, middle away. And so nobody expecting that right off Chief Wahoo.
Jason Kipnis. There's a strike. Popper, short left. That's Pham coming in. He makes the catch. So Kipnis is the second out. Cabrera over at first after being hit in the shoulder by that pitch. Yan Gomes heads to the plate. First pitch is wide to Gomes. Beeks working his second inning. Made 28 pitches in the third. Left a couple men on base. Gave up a walk and a single. It's popped out of play the other way, and it's 1-1. Use Castillo as the opener. Beeks throws this one in the dirt. Blocked. And it's 2-1. Diego Castillo. 33 pitches, gave up a run, one hit. Strikeout and a walk and a wild pitch in the 2 innings. Making his 6th, technically a start. 6th time used as the opener. That will take the count to 2-2. The changeup from Beeks. lined up the right side foul. And Oliver Perez thinks better of challenging that one while standing on the bullpen mound. That was a good decision.
It was. He was going to have a tough hop. If it's a little bit further in front of him, he's got a play to be able to make, but that little short hop, he lets it go. Well, he's throwing the ball extremely well for the Indians here in 2018. Coming out of that pen.
And a swing and a foul tip strikeout. So Gomes strikes out to retire the side. Bottom of the fourth, 4-1 Rays. – 4-1. Jake Bauers will lead it off after that big home run in the 4-run second. The StatCast AI powered by AWS. 411 feet on that blast by Bauers. He had worked the count full after getting behind. And then on the 7th pitch of that at bat, blasted it out. Here in the bottom of the fourth, he's going to face the left-hander Oliver Perez. So after Kluber, an inning and 2/3, Olsen for an inning and a third, and now Perez. First pitch is outside, 1-0.
Well, you can already see very similar to Tyler Olsen, who was excellent in his little outing of an inning and a third, 4 strikeouts.
Strike. Well, Perez now with the Cleveland Indians, most recently with the Nationals the last couple of years. 2-1. A short run with Houston, with Arizona, with the Mets, the Mariners, the Pirates, and the Padres. 2-2. And Otero is up in the bullpen, the right-hander. Rays have Bauers from the left side. If you look at their lineup with Kluber starting in the bottom part, they had Lau, Bauers, and Shofu, 3 straight left-handed hitters, and then Malik Smith, the leadoff man. So that'd be 4 consecutive left-handed hitters. Bauers out on strikes. That's 9 strikeouts for Cleveland pitching.
Well, and that's the last 5. Or the last, no. Let's see, 5. Yeah, there's been a lot here recently, and it's been those lefties spinning the curveballs right there, getting them with the fastball.
Yep.
And that's why you do it. I mean, no one expected Corey Kluber to be out of this game this early. So Terry Francona kind of on the fly has to make these moves, and really it's going to amount to a bullpen day for the Tribe.
Yep. Not that they were counting on one, but that's what they're doing. Shufo with the foul ball. It's a strike. Well, there have only been 10 outs in this game recorded by Cleveland against the Rays. And the only out that was not a strikeout was the line drive to right by Pham for the second out in the first inning.
Yeah, I've been able to maneuver my book now, and I see that. I knew there was a bunch in a row, but I'm all over the place here. That second inning kind of threw me.
Yeah, 10 men to the plate in the second.
Wow. I mean, think about that. And we keep talking.
Strike call. And another strikeout. It's 10 strikeouts with 2 outs in the fourth. 10 strikeouts.
Front door breaking ball by Perez. There it is. Going to spin it, start it in, and it stays right there on that inner third. And we've talked about how the Rays hitters having such good quality long at bats top to bottom, and they're punching out at an unprecedented rate,
Yeah.
all the while having the lead too.
Yeah, there's a strike. First pitch strike into Malik Smith.
I'll tell you what, this game can be goofy.
11 outs, 10 on strikeouts, and you're winning 4-1.
With a lot of quality at bats.
Yeah.
Okay.
1-1. Well, you know, and you're absolutely right. We mentioned Bowers. He got down 1-2
Yeah.
in his at bat and worked the count full and then hit the home run. That was the beginning of the end for Kluber in this game. That's a base hit up the left side and more. Back toward the corner and left. Malik Smith has a double. Well, he's the guy in this lineup who has hit well against lefties, even though he's a left-handed hitter. And coming into this game, he was hitting over 380 here at Tropicana Field.
And this is why, against lefties. You're going to work you away, stay right on it, and take it the other way. And then out of the box like a flash.
Well, they walked Pham, so they're not even going to pitch to the right-handed hitter. And they're going to go back to facing the left-hander, Ji-Man Choi. So they wave Pham over to first, who extended his hitting streak in the second inning to 14. And Ji-Man is a strike. And the pickoff attempt and a reach by Lindor kept that ball from going into center field. Alex Smith back in safely.
How about the inside move, the step off to the inside?
Now the runners are going. Throw down to third in time. Malik Smith then head first down at third. And Ramirez put the tag on him. And we're going to see what the Rays decide to do here. They're consulting with the video room. Here's another look at Malik's going into third. And they will not challenge. He's caught stealing. We're going to go into the fifth with the Rays leading 4-1. the series against the Cleveland Indians. Greg Allen bats right-handed and looks at a fastball for a strike. Allen walked in the third inning, one of two Cleveland runners left on base. Foul ball out of play, and it's 0-2. And a wave and a miss right there. Strikes him out with the change. And Beeks picks up strikeout number 3. Rays want to hear from you about the new ballpark. A focal point of entertainment at the new ballpark will be the one-of-a-kind outfield experience with unique activities and amenities for all fans. So to learn more and provide your input into what you'd like to see, visit ballparkreimagined.com. Francisco Lindor, a big cut and a miss. Fastball up to 93.
I want to see some of the submissions to the ballpark reimagined.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good idea.
Just get a list and see what people have come up with, what they want to see.
You know, that would be a good topic on Rays Live, the pregame.
I'm not certain that it would be.
Yeah.
But I would certainly like to see the list.
Yeah. List and illustrations. Artist renderings, if you will. Base hit the other way for Lindor.
I mean, the word is that there are plenty of submissions. There are a lot of ideas out there from the fans on what they would like to see. They're pouring in, Wayne, as we speak.
Very creative.
Yeah. Well, and think about all the technology that's out there now. Some of the stuff you can do, you know, even on your phone.
Yeah. Some of it we can't even think of at this point. Reality by then.
No.
Ryan Stanek up in the bullpen for the Rays with his base hit by Lindor. Michael Brantley is due up, a left-handed hitter, and then you've got the switch hitting Ramirez next. Kyle Snyder out there talking things over with the Rays battery. And now Kolarek has joined Stanek, so it's double-barreled action in the bullpen.
This feels playoffy.
Sure does.
You know?
Or September.
Well, yeah, or kind of or both.
Yeah. Well, it is September.
That's right. And it's kind of playoffy around here.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it will be fun if somehow over the next few days, if the Rays pick up a game or two in the second wild card spot and Oakland comes in.
Oh, yeah.
That could really be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be, I mean.
Oh, there's a shot into right center field. Brantley has himself a hit. The throw back in by Bowers. It's going to be a double. And Lindor stops at third. So Brantley didn't waste any time. Jumped the first pitch. And now Beeks has a little situation on his hands.
You know, that was for Jake Bowers being out there in right field, not having a lot of time out there. He did a great job of hustling that ball down. Four-seam fastball. It didn't get far enough away. And so as Brantley lays into it, Bowers able to cut it off, and then throwing kind of opens the hips and flips that ball in there as quick as he can. Ends up being a kind of a play.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's a great play. A lot of outfielders, and as you pointed out, he doesn't spend a lot of time out there. That ball gets by a lot of outfielders. Here's a pop fly into short left center, and that ball is going to drop. And Alex Smith tries to pick it up. A run will score, and the Indians still will have men at second and third. Lindor scored, Brantley went to third, and Ramirez winds up at second. That ball had some hang time.
It's such a tough angle. You know, it's that pop-up right out over the head. And now you've got to run looking. It's not able to come up with it. That is a tough angle. Alex Smith was not going to be able to get there. Just whiffed it.
Lau and Malik Smith out there. So a 4-2 ball game. The Rays make a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. out of the game in favor of Ryan Stanek with 1 out and runners at second and third. Edwin Encarnacion is the hitter. Power against power right here. And a little tapper there on the slider to start this at bat. Foul ball, strike 1. Stanek, the opener in the last game of the Baltimore series yesterday, pitched a third of an inning, walked 3. And he gets a fastball by Encarnacion at 99. 0-2. Rays have Kolarek up in the bullpen. And Yonder Alonso is the on-deck man. Left-handed hitter. And a cut and a miss. Encarnacion is out on strikes. So Stanek comes in, does his job. Another 1/3 of an inning. And the Rays manager, Kevin Cash, goes out there, and there's a strikeout pitch. So the split got him. And another call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Rays call upon pitcher number 4. Adam Kolarek matching up against the left-handed hitting Yonder Alonso. 2 men in scoring position. Pitch is a strike. The knees.
Boy, how big was that strikeout of Encarnacion? Runners at second and third, 1 out, a huge run producer, proven run producer. And Stanek comes right in and takes care of him.
And there's a chop to the left side. Tough pickup on the short hop, but Wendell makes it and throws out Alonso. Nice job there by Wendell, cutting to his left from third to get Alonso. Rays lead this game 4-2, middle of 5. into the bottom of the 5th inning. Continue to face the veteran left-hander Oliver Perez. Ji-Man Choi takes the first pitch for a strike. Choi was at the plate in the 4th inning when the Rays tried to advance a couple of runners on a double steal, and Malik Smith was caught stealing at 3rd. To hold up halfway through, and that's a strike. 0-2. Kluber for an inning and 2/3. Olson for an inning and a 1/3. Now Oliver got credit for the full inning in the 4th. And the foul ball, it was bad at that one, and fouls it out of play.
Well, between Tyler Olson and Oliver Perez, very similar lefties. You know, they come at you with the fastball and the slider, the breaking ball. With that, the arm angles that they bring it from, they're able to sweep it, change the speed on that pitch, and that's what they primarily stick with.
You know, both those guys more breaking pitches than anything else,
especially to the lefties. Boy, you really test out a left-hander trying to stay on that pitch, stay behind the pitch.
And that fastball up.
And when you can get 92, 93 from that arm angle, boy, does that make the breaking pitch effective. And, you know, coming into this game, we talked about the job that he had done for the Indians. He had given up 3 earned runs in 27 innings.
And another popper foul back at 3rd. That's going to be out of play. The count holds at 1-2 with C.J. Cron on deck, and then Joey Wendell due to follow. Indians have had Dan Otero, the right-hander, up in the bullpen. He was up briefly in the 4th and again here in the 5th. And there's Cron, the right-handed hitter, on deck. Hesitation, and then he drops down and delivers and didn't miss by much. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Quicker on the delivery there. And the count is full, so he's giving Ji-Man Choi 2 or 3 different looks here on the delivery.
It's just like Hunter Wood. You know, he's had the Louis T on turn, he's had the traditional, he had the little quick pitch right there.
And that will be strike 3. Got him with a fastball and got that one up to 94. So 3 strikeouts for Perez. How about this? Cleveland pitching with 11 strikeouts. And with Cron due up, Indians are going to make another pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Florida Lottery jackpot stat. Home winning streaks for the Rays are on an 11-game home winning streak right now. They have matched that April-May 2008 streak and trying to grab this one tonight. They're up 4-2, which would give them the longest winning streak in franchise history at home. Here's C.J. Cron, and the pitch is a strike to him. Cron twice has struck out. In fact, he struck out to open the second inning and struck out to end it. But in between, the Rays scored all 4 of their runs. A little tapper foul.
Well, and Dan Otero heavy on the fastball, especially to right-handed hitters. He's got a very good and very high ground ball percentage. Fastball, slider, change, but he's not afraid to use that sinker to try and induce ground balls.
Cron, who fouled the ball off his thumbs the other day, fouled that one off his foot, had to walk it off a little bit. Right back and pops it up foul. Right back into the Rays dugout.
That's not easy to do. That is not easy to do as a right-hand hitter, to foul the ball up in the air that lands in the first base dugout. Another one searching out those thumbs.
Yeah, and he's not real pleased with that.
No.
Pitch is wide. 1-2. Otero, the 4th pitcher of this game used by Cleveland. He replaced Oliver Perez, whom you see there. Otero out of the University of South Florida. And a cut to miss. Cron out number 2, and another strikeout for Cleveland pitching. Boy, we're 2 outs into the 5th inning, which means we've had 14 outs, and we've had 12 of those on strikes.
Look at that sinker down and in. I mean, Cron is swinging at that pitch almost at the same time he's trying to move his feet out of the way of it.
And Joey Wendell takes one a little wide. Wendell helped to set up that 4-run second with a triple. A 1-out triple into right center field. Popped up, coming back, chasing it is Gomes, but no play. About 4 or 5 rows back. It's 1-1. The one thing the Rays have been able to do on this stretch at home is add on to runs. They grabbed the lead with that 4-run second, made it 4-1. It's now 4-2. They have not been able to do much of anything. Had a little bit of a threat with 2 outs in the 4th, but nothing else. This one foul back. This has been a game of pitching changes. And as you pointed out, this is how the Rays meant to construct theirs, but the Indians certainly did not.
Oh, and even the Rays have gotten aggressive. I think in most games, you know, a week or 2 ago, Jalen Beeks is going to go deeper than he did. But now with the matchups and the Rays feeling like they got a chance to, you know, make a move here this week and make this final 3 weeks of the season very exciting, you know, Kevin Cash is managing more aggressively. And with September, with the expanded rosters,
You have a lot more opportunity.
Yep.
That's for sure. And a pop up there by Wendell on the left side. Lindor out from shortstop will make the catch. And the Rays are up and down 1, 2, 3. Well, we're through 5 and the Rays lead 4-2. with a base hit, an RBI single from Edwin Encarnacion in the first, scoring Michael Brantley. Willie Adames had a great at bat against Corey Kluber, single on the tying run before Jake Bauers worked from a 1-2 to a full count and belted his 10th home run of the year. The Rays added another run when Choi was hit by a pitch, and then Jose Ramirez doubled in a run with that looping double in the 5th inning. So it's 4-2 as we go to the 6th. And a 1-0 count on Melky Cabrera, with Adam Kolarek, the 4th pitcher of the night in this game for the Rays. And the pitch taken for a strike. Kolarek got the last out in the 5th inning. And there's ball 2. Action in the Cleveland bullpen. Andrew Miller, who was just activated, and they figured they'd try to get him into this game one way or another. So he's warming in the bullpen. That's going to be a base hit. Bauers over to pick it up and hold Cabrera to a leadoff single. The Indians have the leadoff man aboard in the 6th.
And Melky just kind of punched that pitch into right field. Indians put another base runner on, and you know, anytime you get Kluber out of a game in the 2nd inning, you're feeling pretty confident that you're well on your way to victory. But just a 4-2 game, a lot of baseball left, so the Rays have some work to do.
Yeah, the Rays truly did all the damage against Kluber. It's taken inside by Kipnis. 4 runs, 5 of the 6 hits off him. Kipnis tried to check. That's a strike. Kolarek was in the game Saturday in the Baltimore series. Pitched an inning in 2/3. Drops down, gets a bouncing ball left side. Back to second. Wendell elects to get the lead man, and so Cabrera is cut down. That's a nice play by Wendell, looking back and seeing he had that play right in front of him.
Well, you know, you're able to time that up. You know who's running, how hard the ball was hit, but it's an odd angle to make the throw. I mean, usually you're at least even with the bag, but not throwing behind your body. So Wendell has to see how he just kind of has to flip that ball out there. Oh, by the way, Lau's got to be able to get there, but this is just an odd angle to make that throw, and he does it perfectly.
Kipnis aboard on a fielder's choice. Jean Gomes.
I mean, you start to think about all the positions that Wendell plays, and a throw of that angle where he would have to be to make it, and it's hard. You'd be hard pressed to find another situation except for that.
It's a strike, 1-1.
If he's playing second base, it'd have to be a chopper way in, you know, where he would be close to the mound throwing back to first. That's probably not going to happen. It's not a throw that you really work on. Except we'll probably be told after the game that they work on it daily. Early work, that's what it's all about, that throw.
You go to the backfield and work on that.
You never know. Once, twice a year, you're going to need it.
To cover, literally cover all the bases. One out, 1-2 count on Gomes. He drives it into left field. One hop in front of Pham. Pham challenged that one, got a big hop, but kept the ball in his glove. Stopping Kipnis at second with Gomes aboard.
I'm going to tell you something, Dwayne. That is a gutsy play by Tommy Pham, only because of some of the bounces that we've seen come off this turf. I mean, this is aggressively going after this pitch. That ball just out over the plate. Gomes lines it to left, and you're going to get this kind of in-between bounce. And we've seen some tricky hops taken here. And that ball tried to get over his head.
Well, 2 men on with 1 out. And Allen's going to be lifted. Brandon Geyer, the former Ray, will pinch hit. And Kyle Snyder's going to go out and have a little conference here on the mound. MLB At Bat is your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as MLB TV Game of the Day, pitching tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Got the session broken up. Kipnis at second base, Gomes at first, with Geyer announced as the pinch hitter. Rays bullpen stirring down there. It's Jamie Schultz there, getting ready to get loose. And here's Geyer. First pitch is a strike. Geyer hitting .202 for the year. 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in. And he tried to check. That's strike 2. And Chaz Rowe has joined Schultz up. Shot into center field. Malik Smith still going. That's going to be over his head. One up to the wall. Kipnis scores. Gomes heads to the plate. He will score. It's a double for Geyer. And this game is tied.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. Dwayne, Mike Sarbaugh down there at third base. I was wondering, are they going to send Gomes or not? But he read the throw of Malik Smith. And watch this. After this ball gets whacked into center field, Malik Smith, it gets over his head up against the wall. The throw from Malik has so much air underneath it that Sarbaugh then decides to send Gomes because it's not going to get to any of the cutoff men. Watch where the ball comes in over the head of both cutoff men and bounces into C.J. Cron. That was a great read on the trajectory of the throw from Malik Smith.
So it's a tie ball game with Geyer at second base.
Here's that throw that we're talking about. Realizes right here that's just not going to get to a cutoff man. It's going to just come into dead area, so send him.
1-0 the count to Lindor. Chops it toward third, foul. 1-1. So the Indians with 2 in the 6th have come back to tie the game. Geyer with a double on an 0-2 pitch. Now he's in scoring position. And a cut and a miss there. Lindor singled, scored a run in the 5th inning. And pops it up. In from third comes Wendell. He's got it for the out. Big out to retire Lindor. Michael Brantley will be the hitter. Brantley tonight has been on all 3 times with a walk and a run scored in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, and a double in the 5th. Batting again here in the 6th inning. stays inside. Brantley, a .269 hitter against left-handed pitching. Taps it foul. It's 1-1. Brantley hitting .309 overall. The Rays trying to get out of this one. 2 outs, runner at second, 2 runs home, and a 1-1 count on the number 2 hitter Brantley, who steps back. Wide. 2 balls and a strike. Brantley with a couple hits tonight in 2 official at bats continues his hot hitting in September. Bounces it to first, foul. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland out hitting the Rays 8-6. Castillo, who gave up a run, gave up 1 hit. Beeks 4 hits and a run. Larry touched for 2 runs here in the 6th inning. And another bouncer, that's foul. Larry all set. And a tapper third base side. That's a foul ball. Wendell coming in to scoop it.
Well, how about between the lines? I mean, a few up the right side, that one up the left side. Michael Brantley, one of those guys that'll use the whole field, but he's going a little above and beyond that here in this battling AB.
Two pitch again. Close right there. Very close. And it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes after this near miss. Well, you'd like to get that called if you're out there on the mound.
Yeah.
Fouled. So another 3-2 pitch to come. It's Ramirez on deck. Jose Ramirez. A tap fair this time. Kolarek on his way to cover, but Crone will take care of it unassisted. Well, the former Ray, Brandon Geyer, got the big hit in the top of the 6th, scoring Kipnis and Gomes to tie this game 4-4. half of inning 6. Tomorrow on Rays Live, pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. VA will break down Shane Bieber. And Tyler Glasnow will be heard from on the pregame show. Glasnow penciled in to start that game against Bieber.
That's good to know, Dwayne, because I usually don't know my topic the night prior.
It's nice to have that kind of notice.
Go home and get it done tonight.
Okay. Adames facing Andrew Miller just off the disabled list. And Miller quickly jumps out in front. 2 strikes.
Well, when Andrew Miller is healthy and right, he is about as unhittable as they get coming out of the pen.
Upstairs. Been on the disabled list 3 times, the most recent with left shoulder inflammation. And just off the list today. Tapper third, charged by Ramirez. Throw to first in time. 1 out in the 6th.
You know, and here's the thing, too. You got to believe that the Indians think that all of these physical ailments are behind him, or you wouldn't be activating him right now. You know, they need this guy for October. They're going to be playing in the playoffs, and they've got their division well in hand. So when they activated him, you thought, well, they've got to think that, listen, he's not 90%, 95%. He's 100%.
Yep. Well, and he's had a various number of injuries. Lau takes a strike, as we mentioned most recently, the shoulder, but he had a hamstring strain early in the year, and then a problem with his right knee, inflammation in there, and then came the shoulder issue.
And you wonder if any of them kind of snowballed.
Yep.
You start to compensate.
Wonder about.
Yeah. You know, you change it, your knee doesn't feel good, all of a sudden your arm angle's a little bit off. I mean, who knows? But it is strange you go from hamstring to knee to shoulder all in the same season. Got to be frustrating for Miller and for the Indians for that matter. Such a big part of what they do out of that bullpen, and it's a bullpen that really has struggled this season overall.
Yeah, and it had been locked down in the last few years.
Oof.
Lau tried to check, but he went around. Out on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. 2 up, 2 down against Andrew Miller. 13 strikeouts for Cleveland pitching tonight.
This has been a strange game across the board.
Bases empty, 2 gone. Here's Jake Bowers. Takes the pitch wide. Bowers has homered and struck out. Every spot in the lineup for the Rays has been retired on strikes at one time or another, with the exception of Tommy Pham. He's lined out, singled, and was intentionally walked. And another strike poured in there. Fastball taken at 93. And a wave and a miss. Out on strikes goes Bowers. We go into the 7th, tied 4-4. And it's time for our Chevy Prospect Spotlight. Boy, the Rays minor league system has had a great year. And the Durham Bulls will face Scranton in the Governor's Cup final tomorrow on the road, game 1 of that best of 5. The Durham club, I think, led the league in offense in runs scored, runs batted in.
And look at that schedule. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They don't mess around. No off days.
Get it done.
Play some ball. You guys got 5 days to get in potentially 5 games.
Here's Chaz Rowe in the game, and his first pitch is a strike to Jose Ramirez. And cut and a miss. Ramirez tonight 1 for 3. He has not had a hot September. It's really about the middle of August things started to go the other way. He's still 3rd in the league in runs batted in and home runs. Takes it wide, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Came into the game hitting .282, facing Chaz Rowe. Big cut right there, and a little piece of that one foul. And the one thing about Ramirez recently, he has not seen as many fastballs, more breaking stuff from opposing pitchers.
You're trying to get him off balance. You're trying to find a weakness, if there is one, and maybe a small one, and try to exploit it as best you can. And that has been the off-speed stuff.
Upstairs, 2-2.
You know what you end up doing with those guys is the goal, the end goal is to get them out with the off speed. You'll show them fastballs, but that's what they are. They're show fastballs. Hey, look, it's close. Maybe you'll go after it, but if not, I'm going to come with the off speed right off of it.
And that pitch, ooh, just a little low, looked pretty good around the knees. And the count is full.
That's one of those pitches that where you see that strike zone. It's in that strike zone, but you see where Schufo catches it well below with the glove, and you just a lot of times not getting that call.
Foul back. Ramirez leading off. Big bat of Edwin Encarnacion next, followed by Yonder Alonso. Castillo, Beeks, Stanek, Caleri, can now roll on the hill for the Rays tonight. And this one may have gotten him on the foot. It did. Got that back foot. And Ramirez heads to first.
Well, you talk about following a breaking ball in. Ramirez very keen to this pitch, and watch him follow this in. Keep the head on it, so much so that it ends up catching him in the knee cap.
So he heads to first, hit by a pitch. Second Cleveland batter the Rays pitching has hit tonight. And here's Encarnacion, who singled home a run in the first. Rowe keeping an eye on Ramirez, who does have 30 stolen bases, by the way. And even though he was hitting the knee by that pitch, you have to keep an eye on him. He's 30 of 36. That puts him tied for 3rd in the American League.
A lot of steals, a good high percentage.
There he goes, the
Easy.
breaking ball. And the throw down is not going to be in time as he stays on the bag.
You could see that, Blaine, from the jump. There was absolutely no way. The jump was too good, and then he picks a breaking ball to run off on. Just no chance to get him unless he falls down or slides into left field.
Lau was keeping that tag on him just in case he did. Well, that's the rule now as opposed to the exception. And here with a man in scoring position, Encarnacion with a count of 1 strike. Popper first base side. Crone headed to the stands, but it's going to be out of play. Well, 30 home runs, 30 steals, a benchmark. And in Cleveland history, Joe Carter in '87, Grady Sizemore in '08, and Jose Ramirez, 37 homers and 31 stolen bases this year.
I mean, could he get to 40? Absolutely on the home runs. Stolen bases remains to be seen. I bet you he tries to.
There's a cut to miss, and they strike out Encarnacion for the second time tonight with men in scoring position. A big first out. And now Rowe will face the left-handed bat of Alonso. There's a strikeout pitch.
I love the way that Chaz Rowe, he tucks that thumb, really allows him to spin that. Very high spin rate, a lot of break to it.
Alonso fouls it out of play. Look back at second by Rowe, and he steps back. Ramirez jockeying back and forth out there.
And you know what? You had Adames that was almost holding him on like a first baseman. He was right up, tucked right on that bag. If you're going to go, try to steal third. This is there.
There he goes. The pitch is a ball, and there's no throw. Ball popping away from Schufo. Ramirez steals second and third.
Just taking advantage of Chaz Rowe's delivery time to the plate. And if you're going to go with one out. And boy, he times it up perfectly again, gets another breaking ball to run on, and Schufo trying to get that ball out as quickly as he can. Wouldn't have mattered. He was going to be in there.
Well, a 1-1 count. The infield overloaded on the right side and pulled up in a tie game, 4-4 in the seventh. 2-1. Run charge to Castillo tonight, 1 to Beeks, 2 to Kolarek in an inning and a third. Chaz Rowe, 1 out and a man at third with a 2-1 count to Alonso. Ground ball, and that's grabbed. Play at the plate. Throw comes to the plate. Safe there. Loud reaching to his left. And then with that little turn had to come back to try to make the throw. And it was not in time. Cleveland takes a 5-4 lead.
They had the defense set up perfectly. They got the ground ball into the teeth of it, but this is where it takes a little too much time. You get that little short hop, down, up, scramble, throw, and that's all it takes for Jose Ramirez to sneak in the back door.
So Ramirez turns that hit by pitch into a run. And now Alonso will be lifted, and Rajai Davis will be the pinch runner.
Well, keep your eye on him going too.
Absolutely.
That's exactly why he is out there. They're going to try to push Chaz Rowe.
And Davis starts and stops on the pitch out throw to first. Davis back in.
A little wobbly down there at first, and the Rays wondering the same thing. That was an interesting little sequence right there. Davis timing up Chaz Rowe in his delivery to the plate. The Rays pitching out to try to catch him on his way. You pitch out twice in a row. This is like 14 feet. That's about as big as we've seen all season.
That's a strike. 1-1.
1-1 pitch out right here. 1-1 pitch out.
Okay.
And you'll get it.
Yep. Here's Kittredge up in the bullpen. Let's see what the Rays do here with a 1-1 count. Davis starts and stops. Cabrera lifts it toward the left field line. Pham is there to catch it. 2 gone. So Jason Kepnes will be the hitter. 2 outs. Ramirez hit by a pitch, stole second, stole third. Scored on the ground ball to the right side against the drawn-in infield. And the overloaded right side at that. Pitch out again, and nothing doing by Davis over at first. Davis starts and stops. Does not go, and the pitch is down and in. Indians led 1-0. Rays 4-1. Now the Indians lead at 5-4 with the run they've scored in the 7th. Again to first. Davis back into the outfield side of the bag. Now Davis goes, got a good jump, pitches a strike, and he steals it. Jose Davis steals second base. He's in scoring position with a 2-1 count on Kipnis.
Well, you knew it was just a matter of time, and he gets another great jump and another throw that is not going to have a chance unless he comes off the bag. Just taking advantage of some slow times to the plate. Schufo really doesn't have a chance.
Two and one. Kipnis the hitter. He scored in the 6th inning, the first of 2 runs they scored then. Down and in, and a nice stop there by the Rays' young catcher. 3 balls and a strike the count. Good speed on second, and Davis. And that will be ball 4. Kipnis draws the walk. Two men on, and Jan Gomes, the catcher, will be the hitter. Schufo to the mound. Cleveland taking this 5-4 lead in the top of the 7th over the Rays. Gomes, who singled and scored in the 6th inning, giving him a 1-for-3 night, is the hitter with 2 men on and 2 men out, and a run home in the 7th inning. Pitch inside. pitch is a strike. 1-1. J. Davis out there at second, continues to be active with his lead. And a strike call. It's 1-2. Davis goes. The pitch is lined up the middle, caught by Lau, and that will retire Cleveland in the 7th. They score the go-ahead run. 7th inning stretch time, 5-4 Cleveland.
Jose Ramirez, the show that he put on. First of all, he takes a hit to the left knee, then picks up a steal of second base quite easily right there off Chaz Rowe. He's going to time him up. He's going to head over to third and try to get there with one out. He does so successfully. And then on the chopper, hustling home, and he's able to beat the throw by Brandon Lau. So you talk about this guy and what he's done with the stolen bases. That was 31 and 32. The long ball, there's so many different ways that this guy can beat you.
Well, we got to the Rays half of the 7th inning. Indians scored the go-ahead run without the benefit of a hit in the top of the inning. And Neil Ramirez is the new pitcher. Chufo will be the first man he faces, and the pitch is a strike. Some defensive changes for Cleveland. That's Rajai Davis in center field. Brandon Guyer moves from center to right field. 0-2, and a new first baseman for Cleveland as well. Alonso was lifted, and Adam Rosales is in there now, joining up with this Cleveland club. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ramirez, the 6th Cleveland pitcher. It's 2-2. Count goes full. leadoff walk. So the Rays put the leadoff man on base, picking up only their second walk of this game.
But really, that's an unforgivable walk. You battle all the way back and take the lead and then walk the 9-hole hitter. This is something that the Rays have to capitalize on.
Well, it's the first time tonight the Rays have had the leadoff man on base. Well, Malik Smith. The ball, 1-0. Andrew Miller worked 1 inning, struck out 2 in a 1-2-3 frame. Good cut and a miss by Malik. Picked up that double, his 24th in the 4th, and was caught trying to steal 3rd. Fly ball into right field. Geyer moving to his left makes the catch. That'll be out number 1 in the Rays 7th. Kittredge had been up in the bullpen, joined by the left-hander Alvarado. And now Chupo's going to be lifted for a runner.
Well, here's the thing.
Velasquez to run.
Neil Ramirez in 36 1/3 innings has given up 8 stolen bases in 9 attempts. So Rays may be looking to get aggressive here on the base pass.
Velasquez with the lead, draws the throw, and is back in. Pitch taken. It's a strike on Tommy Pham. Pham had the infield hit in the 2nd inning, extending his hitting streak to 14. Was intentionally walked in the 4th. There goes Velasquez. The pitch is down, and the throw will not be in time. It's loose, and he picks up the stolen base. So the stolen base, and Velasquez is in scoring position. The pitch was called a strike down in the zone. Let's take a look at that pitch. Boy, that is very low. And yeah, now it's 1-1, so they decided at the end of the day that that pitch was a ball, and thank goodness. So the count is 1-1. And now a strike at the knees. It's 1-2. Pham tried to check and did in time. Carlson down at first. Take a look at that check swing. Strong to do that. Now 2-2. And again, the pitch darts down. So the count is full. Well, the Rays scored 4 runs on 5 hits in the 2nd inning. They got a double, 2-out double in the 4th from Mallex Smith, and no more hits. Big cut and a miss. Pham is out on strikes. Strikeout number 15 for Cleveland pitching tonight. So Ji-Man Choi is going to be the hitter, and the Indians are going to have a conference on the hill. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, is out there. Well, Cleveland scored the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th inning without the benefit of a hit. The Rays have the potential tying run at second base here in the top or the bottom of the 7th inning without the benefit of a hit, a walk, and a stolen base. Velasquez, the pinch runner at second, Swipe second base. And now Ji-Man Choi will step in against Neil Ramirez. Choi 0 for 2 hit by a pitch in the 4-run 2nd, and that forced home a run. Velasquez back in at second. Starts, checks, pitch a ball at 95.
Now here's the thing too, Neil Ramirez features a fastball and a slider. He doesn't really have anything moving away from the left-handed hitter. So you think about a hanging slider, Choi can get to that. A fastball, he can certainly cover the plate and get to that.
And the fastball up and away for ball 2.
And they're trying to go up and in. They're trying to pound it at his hands. This could be a very dangerous at-bat for Ramirez if he is not very good with his command, and he's already fallen behind 2-0.
So Crone on deck.
And just the way that Ramirez attacks hitters, you would think that he would rather face Crone. Going to be careful to Choi.
Choi starts to go and did on the appeal to third. Scott Berry says he went around. Boy, pretty good job trying to check that swing. Thought he did, but it's now 2-1. Into the dirt and blocked by Gomes. Schufo walked, lifted for the pinch runner Velasquez, who stole second. Mallex Smith out on a fly ball to right. Pham struck out. And a 3-1 count to Ji-Man Choi. Ooh, a cut and a miss. He went after that high fastball in, and now it's full.
That's where Ramirez has been trying to go the entire at-bat. Crowd fastballs up and in at the hands. And he finally got one there, and he finally got the big swing, legitimate swing, and a miss.
Choi resets himself in the box. Three, 2, and a long one, but it's going to be a foul ball. He had some kind of distance on that one, but out in front of it, pulled it foul.
That's the precise reason why this at-bat, without the benefit of a split, a changeup, anything other than the fastball slider, You've got to be careful because Troy makes solid contact.
And look at him. He knew it was fouled almost from the point of contact.
Well, and where Ramirez can get away with that is if he gets it in far enough, you cannot keep it fair. That's what happened.
3-2. Fly ball to center. It's Davis waiting and making the catch, and the Rays will leave. Velasquez at second. We'll head to the 8th. 5-4 Cleveland. We have a one-run ball game at the end of 7. Jake Bauers hit his 10th home run of the year when the Rays scored all 4 of those runs. That came with a man aboard. Jose Ramirez with a double and a run batted in the 5th, and scored the go-ahead run after being hit by a pitch in the 7th. So we go to the 8th. Andrew Kittredge in the game, and he faces Brandon Geyer. He misses the slider. Geyer had the big hit, a pinch hit double to center field in the 6th. That tied the game, and then they scored a run without the benefit of a hit in the 7th.
And the Rays really need Kittredge to come up big here. Already trailing by a run. You've got 2 cracks at it left. You're going to see Cody Allen and more than likely Brad Hand coming out of the bullpen. So you got to keep this at a 1-run deficit.
We're in the 8th. They did have Hand up briefly, but he's down, and Cody Allen is throwing in the bullpen. And so Sucre, who has taken over behind the plate for the Rays. Two and 2 to Geyer. Geyer came into the game as that pinch hitter and stayed on to play center. He's now in right field. So to this point, each team has utilized 6 pitchers. A high pop fly. Alex Smith in center takes care of that. 1 gone in the 8th. If Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters in a game, visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tickets or 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Francisco Lindor. 1 ball, no strikes. That's going to be a fair ball the other way. Just inside the line, back at third. Lindor heads to second and will beat the throw back in from Tommy Pham in left. Now Lindor picking up his second hit of the night. That's his 41st double.
How about this? A split that stays up and he just slaps it right down the left field line. Not worried about Lindor going the other way. You see Joey Wendell well off the bag and he just slaps it, keeps it a couple feet fair. And that's going to be an extra base hit and another opportunity here for the Indians.
Here's Michael Brantley. It's a pitch for a strike. Tapper foul. 9 hits now for Cleveland. About hit the Rays 9-6. It's a 1-run ball game, 5-4, but Lindor is in scoring position as Kittredge gets a jump on Brantley. No balls, 2 strikes, and Brantley's been on 3 times in 4 plate appearances tonight. He's been hot in September. Brantley stepping out, getting time. Stairs. Would not chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Ramirez on deck. He single-handedly almost the difference in this game after he was hit by a pitch. Stole second and third. Scored on a fielder's choice with the infield in and a play at the plate, and he beat it. And Kittredge again to Brantley with a 1-2 count. This is low. The Rays, the Indians, just battling it out on that last road trip. The Rays won 2 out of 3 up there. And the Indians right back in here on this homestand for the Rays. Two. The tapper to the right side. Lau will make the pickup and the toss. Lindor goes to third. Brantley is out 4-3. Lau to Crone. And it's Jose Ramirez up here now.
Well, and here's the thing too. So you've got a tough hitter at the plate. Let's see how aggressive the Rays get with Jose Ramirez. No, they're not going to even mess with him. See you later. Here comes Encarnacion. But now you've got a new catcher behind the plate in Sucre with Kittredge out there on the mound and that split runner at third. You're going to have to be active behind the plate, making sure that you're smothering those pitches.
Ramirez goes to first. First and third with 2 outs. Ramirez, the switch hitter, intentionally walked, and the right-handed bat of Edwin Encarnacion will step in. He drove in the first run of this game with a single off Diego Castillo way back in the first inning. The pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. He's going to be careful with Encarnacion and try to stay either up above the zone or down below it. And those pitches down below with Lindor at third, you had better make sure that those get stopped.
Ground ball, foul outside the third base bag. It's 1-1. Cleveland tonight, 3 of 13 with men in scoring position. The Rays 2 for 5. There goes the runner off first. Pitch is skied to right. Bowers toward the line, making the catch to retire Encarnacion. And Cleveland, C.J. Cron will open the bottom of the 8th with the Rays down by 1. Sun brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. Well, the Rays working on J.T. Miller and Dan Girardi during batting practice before the game. Lightning coming over to rattle the fences here during BP before they get things started October 6th for the Lightning. We go to the home half of the 8th. Cody Allen in this game. And C.J. Cron leads off, pops it up. That ball is foul and will not be playable. Right back on top of the Rays dugout. Cody Allen, the career leader in the Cleveland franchise history in saves, making his 64th appearance this year. 4-6 with a .423. Nothing in 2. Curveball, he gets into that with that knuckle curve and gets some deep break. Pastime started to go after that one and lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball down to third, into the glove of Ramirez, and his throw is right there. So 1 out in the Rays half of the 8th. Joey Wendell will be next, and Willie Adames to follow Wendell.
Well, Cody Allen has started to get things back in order. Had a little bit of a struggle a few weeks ago in some outings, but it was really the outing before he faced the Rays in Cleveland against the Twins. Had a good outing, had a very clean outing against the Rays, and has really kicked it into gear since then, throwing the ball much better here at the back end.
Fly ball, center field. It's Davis there to make the catch. The Wendell on the first pitch. He's out number 2. Gives him 1 for 4 tonight. He had tripled and scored to get things started in the 4-run second, but boy, nothing since then. Rays left a man on base in the 4th. They left a man on base in the 7th inning. They've had only 1 walk, or 2 walks and 1 hit since the 2nd inning. And one of those walks was an intentional pass. So here's Adames. The pitch is a strike. Cody Allen is the 7th pitcher utilized by Cleveland tonight. Corey Kluber started and pitched an inning and 2/3. Romo up along with Schultz. Two and 1 the count. Two outs. Brandon Lau on deck. And take high on the pitch. It's 3-1. The Rays have used 6 pitchers. Cleveland 7. (3-1). And he fouls it back. Boy, you got a pitch.
That's what you work for. You get that count in your favor, and you know Cody Allen's fastball, curveball, and here you get 93, and you right there at the belt.
Now 3-2, and he fouls another fastball back. That one up a little bit more.
Well, maybe this is where he comes back with that breaking ball. We'll see if Willie can lay off of it. At least that thing's going to be in the zone, but you got to be ready for anything here. Protect, put the ball in play, give yourself a chance.
And fastball is wide for ball 4. The Rays get a base runner with 2 outs. Brandon Lau is the hitter. Well, let's see if Lau can get one of those long drives that just will not stop. He has gotten great carry on some long fly balls and has 4 home runs. 0 for 3 tonight, now facing the right-hander. Ball wide, 1-0. Back in is Adames. into the dirt. That pitch bounces away from Gomes. All the way to third goes Adames. Gomes staggered by that pitch. And Allen and Rosales, the first baseman, were in pursuit of it near the Rays on deck circle. Well, they had a stunned catcher there for a moment.
Well, they got him right in the ear. You can see the mark. He yanks this curveball straight into the dirt, and this is going to come up right underneath there and catch him in that right ear. Oh boy, he goes right down and
see Adames off first.
a great read and then following it all the way around. And I'll tell you what, that's a huge play right there too, because you think about another Cody Allen curveball in the dirt. There's the little mark on the left, or the right ear.
They'll stay in the game.
How in the world does that get up underneath that mask, underneath that little protector for the ear, and clip him? Yeah, you've got to be careful here, because Cody Allen can yank a curveball in the dirt with the best of them, and now he's got a runner at third.
Well, Adames drew the 2-out walk. He's been wild pitched all the way around to third. It's a 2-0 count on Lau. First time the Rays have had a runner at third base since the second inning, when they scored all 4 of their runs. And a cut and a miss. After the fastball up, it's 2-1.
Jose Ramirez hanging a little bit tight right here, just in case.
And that's inside. 3 balls and a strike. And it's fouled out of play. Came in with the 3-1, that fastball.
Yeah.
From Kluber to Olson to Perez to Otero, Andrew Miller, who's the pitcher of record right now, then Ramirez and Allen. Rays have had Castillo, Beeks, Stanek, Kolarek, Rowe, and Kittredge. Rowe, the pitcher of record for the Rays. Rays trying to change all of that. With a man at third, 2 outs, a full count on Lau. And he walks him. Fastball high. 2 men on now, and Jake Bauers will be the hitter. Well, Bauers homered back in the second inning off Corey Kluber. Our Coors Light refreshing finish. He got behind in the count on this matchup. 1-2, worked it to 3-2 and hit it out. And now the Indians get together on the mound with Carl Willis, the pitching coach, leading the conversation. Well, this is the opportunity for the Rays in the 8th. Bauers against Allen.
2 2-out walks. Trying to get Brad Hand ready down in the bullpen. Extended visit.
Hand. No official advance for Bauers against Allen. So a fresh matchup here. Powers and Allen. And a breaking ball that finds the zone. Strike one called. Couple of walks here after two had been retired. Wild pitch setting up men at first and third. Powers pops it foul, straight back and out of play. Followed the opening curveball with a fastball. Five 9-0 for Cleveland. 4-6-0 for the Rays. The 0-2. Down and in. That was close.
Well, and here's the thing. With Cody Allen being really good with the curveball and wanting to finish a guy off, he's got to be careful with that ball down in the zone just because of the runner at third base. How aggressive is he willing to get with it, and does he even go back to it?
1-2 hit on the ground to second. Kipnis up with it. Got him with the fastball. No runs, 2 left. We go to the ninth, 5-4 Cleveland.
The post-game brought to you by WB Mason. Regardless of the final score, we'll have the entire breakdown for you. You'll hear from Kevin Cash, and we'll show you a very special story about how a neighbor to Tropicana Field, the Ronald McDonald House, benefits greatly from their partnership with the Rays organization. That and a whole lot more coming up on Rays Live, the post-game brought to you by WB Mason. Here to finish it off, Dwayne and B.A.
All right, Rich, thank you very much. We go to the ninth. The Rays are down by 1. Jamie Schultz is the new pitcher, making his 16th appearance. He faces Rajah Davis, who entered the game as a pinch runner in the 7th inning. So his first plate appearance. A strike to count on him. It's fouled out of play, 0-2. The ball, 2 strikes. R.J. Davis, 37 years old. 38 in October. And he shoots it foul up the right side, out of play. Chopper charged by Wendell at third, and the throw to first in time. Davis still getting down that line in a hurry.
Even at that age you're talking about, you had better make the play clean and get it over there lickety split, because Davis can still move.
Number 32, Adam Rosales.
Here's Adam Rosales. Lifts it foul. That's going to carry into the stands. First plate appearance for Rosales, who entered the game and played first base. Over in the 7th. Schultz is out in front of him, 0-2. The Rays in the bottom of the 9th. Have the 9th spot coming up in the lineup, occupied now by Sucre. He was jammed and lifts a fly ball into shallow center. And Malik Smith takes care of that. So Sucre due up, then the top of the order, Smith and Pham.
Number 22, Jason Kipnis.
Jason Kipnis now to bat with 2 outs and the base is empty. Ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. It's a foul right back into the screen. 1-2. With you tomorrow night. Coverage beginning at 6:30. Middle game of the series with Cleveland. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. Upstairs. Each team has utilized 7 pitchers tonight, with Schultz now in the game for the Rays. You saw Gomes on deck. And there's ball 4. So a 2-out walk. And Yan Gomes makes his way to the plate. Gomes had a base hit, scored a run in their 2-run 6th. That's when Cleveland tied the game. Scored the go-ahead run in the 7th.
Well, you could see that mark. That ball came up and got him on that right ear. That's that pitch that allowed Willie to get all the way to third base.
Gomes misses a fastball, strike 1.
Well, you could see with his swing, it is built to get the ball elevated. Good uppercut. Does have a lot of power.
It's a 1-1 count. Cleveland has had base runners in every inning except the second inning. Foul ball right back into Sucre's mitt, and that moves the count to 1-2. Jose Ramirez, big difference in this game when he was hit by a pitch to lead off the seventh, stole second and third, and eventually scored the go-ahead run. Stairs, 95 from Schultz. It's 2-2. Over to first and a throw into the dirt. Crone comes up with it. Boy, you don't want to do that.
No, Ed, that was a heck of a save by C.J. Crone. This ball gets spiked, and C.J.'s got to come up with a difficult block there. Had his leg out there, anything to try to stop it.
Big swing and a miss. He strikes out Gomes. We're going to go to the bottom of the ninth. Sucre, Smith, and Pham due up. Ramirez scoring that run right there is the difference in the game. Cleveland took a 5-4 lead in the seventh. The Rays come into bat at the bottom of the ninth inning, and they will face the left-hander Brad Hand as they try to pull this one out. Sucre do, but Gomez will pinch hit against Hand. Carlos Gomez against the lefty. And he's after the first pitch and fouls it, strike one.
For Brad Hand, fastball slider, and as you can see, it can get slurvy, it can get big.
Indians got him from San Diego the middle of July. Bolster the bullpen.
Boy, it had been struggling, and he was a huge pickup.
1-1. Well, the Rays need 1 to keep it going and 2 to end it. Gomez pinch hitting, leading off. And a big cut. And he's behind in the count, 1-2. Two and two. '21st appearance for Hand in a Cleveland uniform. 32 saves overall, 8 for the Indians. He had 24 in San Diego. Pop, foul ball. Rosales after that makes the catch. Gomez is retired. And we'll go back to the top of the order. And Malik Smith walks toward the plate.
Now this is the guy that you need to get on base. The threat of that speed. You know, Malik's has been good against lefties.
Yes, he has. And you're right about the speed. Boy, he'd be great somehow to work his way aboard.
Or just the threat, taking the extra base. It's something that Brad Hand's going to have to deal with and think about.
Pitch a strike on the inside corner. Alex came into the game hitting .361 against lefties. And he tried to check, but that's a strike.
That's what we're talking about, that break too on the slider. How far did he sweep that? And how far off the plate did it end up? It's almost out of the reach.
Takes a shot and hits the corner. Just got a piece of that outside corner for strike 3.
You know what's interesting about this whole setup is Yan Gomes goes out there and he taps the ground with his glove. Where Malik Smith is paying attention to that, you're thinking, okay, he wants the breaking ball down here on the ground. And instead, watch him. Look at tap, tap, so he can hear it if he's listening, and then give me the fastball. He just catch him by surprise. Locked him up right on the corner.
Subterfuge there.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe Malik's wasn't even paying attention, but you don't know that. And so you try it if you're Gomes.
Tommy Pham takes a strike. So the Rays down to their final out. One and one. Big cut and a miss on the fastball. He had one out over the plate and let it loose.
I'm thinking right along with you. You know, you're looking for that one mistake and you get a fastball. Look where this thing ends up.
Had the pitch to tie it on. One, two. And he just missed with that one. I think I'm talking about the plate umpire.
Yeah, oh yeah. Listen, that's that was a breaking ball right there.
Take a look at that.
Been a strike most of the night too. Those pitches down there like that.
So another chance here for Pham. 2-2. The ground ball to the right side. That's going to get through a base hit. And the Rays continue this game. They've got that little bouncing ball through the right side. The Rays pick up their 7th hit.
You talk about
Choi's going to be the hitter.
It's the placement on this one. Didn't hit it particularly hard, but the Indians had Kipnis way up the middle. You're going to see him right over the left shoulder of Hand where he's at, and he's just not able to get there in time. And it just dribbles through, agonizing if you're on the other side, but it keeps this thing alive for the Rays, and they got a shot now.
G-Man Choi. And the pitch in there for a strike. Sweeping across the corner. Walk it off on Choi's home run. Look at that bunch down there now.
Really?
Rays are down to their final strike. Pham got the little base hit through the right side, and Choi hits an 0-1 pitch out of here.
And you thought it was going to be a tough matchup. You know, Choi's got the power. He's got a quick, twitchy swing and a lot of juice behind it. Will he get a pitch to handle? He did. Fastball, didn't miss it. Meant to be away, that ended up in. And he walks it off. Come on.
First career walk-off hit for Choi. And watch this. His teammates take him apart during the celebration at the plate.
Well, put him back together because you're going to need him tomorrow.
What a finish for the Rays in this one. They had an early 4-1 lead. It got away. They were down 5-4, and they win it on the walk-off by Choi, 6-5. Let's go to the field right now and Rich.
Thank you, Dwayne. One of the Rays players who might have had the best seat in the house to watch that walk-off home run. Tommy Pham was on first with a 2-out single. What did you see when G-Man Choi was at the plate when he put that swing on the ball?
Home run swing. Home run swing. It was great, man. To come back and beat a team like that over there, man, it shows how relentless we are as a squad.
That's a word that's come up all season long, and yet now, with this walk-off win, you guys have won 12 straight games. That's longer than any win streak at home in franchise history. Why have you guys been so good lately inside this building?
Man, our pitching they've been fantastic. Offensively, guys are grinding out at bats better, you know, working the counts, getting good pitches to hit, putting the ball in play. I know today we had quite a few Ks, but, you know, when you're going up against Kluber, something like that might happen.
Do you get the sense that this team feels like the playoff push is for real?
You know, I come in every day, you know, and I try to tell them, let's win. You know, let's win a ball game. You know, on the road, I was telling guys, look, you know, if we sweep, I'll take you guys out. So trying to give them some incentive, but it seemed to work.
Well, the mix is working beautifully. 12 straight wins at home. Tommy Pham extends the hitting streak. The Rays win again. Take game 1 of this series. When we come back, we'll talk with Kevin Cash and get his post-game press conference thoughts. And Dwayne, take it away. A walk-off win, number 9 such win for the Rays this season.
It would be okay if you start to think some strange things are happening. Rays win this one 6-5 in a walk-off. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, great to have you aboard. What a thrilling finish. Rays Live, the postgame comes your way next. We will see you tomorrow night from the Trop.